Information in this podcast is of general nature only. It does not take into account your personal needs or objectives. Before investing in any product, you need to consider your personal situation, needs and objectives. Always seek professional advice for your particular circumstances and needs prior to investing.
Bill, welcome back. How are you, mate?
Fantastic, mate. Good to be here. Be lonely without you.
So, for as long as that last recording went for, we're going to do the opposite of that and have this one done in about 8 or 10 minutes, okay?
Yeah, it's good to me.
What I wanted to touch on is just riffing off the back of the last episode's discussion about the troubles in the market with properties that wind up vacant that have been acquired through unscrupulous grifting means that have been sold, right?
Yeah.
These are the guys who give salespeople a bad name. They're the ones, right?
Yeah.
I'm involved quite a bit with my other businesses in getting commercial finance and commercial valuations and having to go through the finance process to buy and sell businesses. Yep. And one of the things with an SDA property, if you're going to buy an SDA in an SMSF or under entity name, or if you're going to get some sort of head lease to help support the sale go through, more likely than not, the bank's going to treat that as a commercial property.
Yeah.
Right. And that means a commercial loan, which means a slightly higher rate of interest. Mm-hmm. And you know, I saw a video this week that said we'll give you 2 valuations, one residential valuation, and that's going to be low, ignore that, and a commercial valuation, right?
Yeah.
And the commercial valuation's high because they've pumped it up with an impossible to fill anyway.
Yeah.
And the result of everything we were just discussing, you know, when you've got a grown man crying down the telephone because he was expecting to get $180,000 in rent for the rest of his life off this property, and you've told him you're going to get like a third of that, mate, and it's going to take a while, right? That's the reality. This is not retirement. Some people simply can't carry the debt. They haven't budgeted it enough. And the person that sold the property or the person who wrote the loan is nowhere to be seen. They're all care, no responsibility. They're being paid. They're gone. The landlord now, the owner, the investor, sometimes has to get rid of it, and invariably they only get rid of it because they can't fill it. And because they can't fill it, they'll never sell it for the price it would achieve if it was a highly successful SDA. So let's, for argument's sake, let's say they paid $1 million for a property expecting $180,000 a year in rent, right? For argument's sake. And they paid that $1 million, finance guy, developer, they're gone. They've landed at our door and we've said, listen, we can do 80 or 90 grand with some magic numbers. And that's a lot of work put into that. And it's going to take about a year or 8 months or not, depending on the area. And they go, I can't carry probably 800K, 900K in debt for 12 months. I've got to dump it. Right. So with me now doing my due diligence, if I looked at that property and I want to buy it, I'm not going to pay $1 million for it, am I?
Not in a million years.
Why would I pay $1 million? I'm going to come back and say the valuation that I've just paid $3 grand for says this is worth $650,000. I'll give you $650. Right. And so, so this guy now, not only has he lost his deposit, the bank who loaned him the initial funds has lost part of their money as well. Right. So if he put 20% down,
it would be a margin call.
The loan's 800. He sold it at 650. The bank just lost 150 grand.
Yeah, my word. The bank
this is happening again and again and again. It's starting to speed up.
It is.
I've heard just recently one of the big 3. I won't go into it, but if one goes, just like interest rates, if one goes, the rest follow. One of the big 3 now is going to means test SDA loans and they're shortly bringing in a requirement that that individual or entity has a $5 million net worth.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to lose money on these loans. So that means if you've got a $5 million net worth and you tear up 150 grand on a loan that they've backed for an SDA property, they'll sell your house to get their money back.
They will, and that's where the tears stem from, because more often than not, there's the husband. I'm trying not to be sexist about this because I don't agree with it, but more often than not, it seems that the husband has been empowered to make those financial decisions. He's now put the family home on the line on the promise of all of these magic returns. And as I've said to various people, I've said, we won't offer tenancy matching simply because there is an oversupply of dwellings, and we want to concentrate on those and see what we can do to fill them before we take on any more. But I still offer SDA. And the reason I offer SDA is because without having an SDA provider do all of the things an SDA provider does to ensure that that then becomes an SDA dwelling, what have they got? Let's pick one of those 3 resident robust dwellings. A four bedroom, 4 bathroom house with vinyl floors and stainless steel toilets doesn't scream
low switches, wide doors,
Yeah, it doesn't scream family home. And without even looking, and I might stand corrected, but I won't. If I looked, I wouldn't be able to find a 4-bed, 4-bath family home in these areas. But if I did happen to find a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath home, I absolutely guarantee that it's at least 150. I could buy it brand new for 150 plus less than what they've paid for it. And that's the market you're talking about. And it's their only thing. And it becomes tainted goods. Nobody's going to want to buy something and take the vacancy risk.
Yeah.
Because they've already proven that vacancy risk is a one-way street to failure. It's been vacant for up to 6 months. Why would you buy it? That's just, oh my God. Look, the holy grail in terms of investment is a fully tenanted SDA dwelling. Great returns. You get to scratch that social itch, which means, you might have done well in property or business. Now you want to provide a roof over the heads of people with disability and scratch that itch. And at the same time, let's be honest, you want to make money as well. And without us making money, I think it was Wallace D. Wattle said that we haven't just got the right to be rich, we've actually got an obligation, because we can't help other people if we're lying down in the gutter with them. That's a terrible paraphrasing of what he said, but the essence is the same.
But the message is there.
The message is there. There's I get it with the banks. They're running scared. There's been a lot of foreclosures.
But it's a complete function of all of this crap that's been peddled to these poor investors, right?
Absolutely.
So and this is the thing, like, if it's done well, and it could be done well, it could be.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
If it was done well, you're going to have people who do have a successful SDA property. They find that holy grail. They pay a little bit more, but it's now a successful property, and they can buy another one.
Absolutely.
But if you go to these spruiking groups, they do not have repeat business. The finance guy that wrote the loan, the fellow that just lost his family home, he's not coming back to him to write the next loan.
100%.
Like anyone involved in it, it's this stuff's kryptonite. Like even the lawyer that did the conveyancing should have at some point said, "Are you sure?" I've seen a few of these.
If it smells like poo and looks like poo, the chances are
it's probably poo.
Yeah.
All right. So look, that was just a quick one, mate. I just wanted to highlight what's at stake.
Yeah.
And the at stake is, if you buy a property, one of these properties in the wrong spot, if you don't just turn yourself inside out in your due diligence, you're risking your family home, your business, your retirement savings, you're risking any assets you have, because the bank's going to cross-collateralize you guaranteed, and you're going to lose it. And in the future, they're moving towards, even if you've got a couple of $1 million behind you, it won't be enough. So you're going to be priced out of the market anyway. Because of this kind of shenanigans.
It's not just serviceability, it's they're looking now at net worth. So there's a lot of layers.
Yeah.
So,
mate, thank you. Been a
My pleasure. Thanks, Dave.
I'll stitch these together and I'll put them up on online in the next few days. But it's been really nice chatting with you, Phil, for these couple of episodes, and to get a fresh perspective from, like we said at the start of the first episode a little while ago, that you're truly at the coalface.
We are.
Of the damage that can be done when these things go
You
bad.
bet.
You're handling multiple times a day the human wreckage that this can cause. So if you've been listening to these 2 episodes, please take heed. Please reach out, call us, call someone else, call anybody to do some due diligence before you're committed to one of these homes.
Absolutely.
We're going to turn it around, Phil. We'll get it done.
That sounds awesome. Thanks, Dave. Really appreciate your time, mate. And we'll chat again soon.
Cheers.